I am told that Coach Susan Rifkin, a basketball legend herself, is here with us. She's the athletics director at Bruriah. Coach Rifkin, welcome back to JM and the AM.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
Nice to see you again. I hope the team's off to a good start.
The team is off to a great start.
Are they taking practice seriously?
They are taking practice seriously. You know, when I played, I came to Bruriah. I went into Bruriah, and I played in the old gym. I have great memories of that, and this happens to be an absolutely beautiful gym.
It certainly
with lovely padding on the walls and a great logo in center court.
Yeah, it certainly is nice. I remember the old gym.
Yes.
I remember coming on a Saturday night to see JEC play against other teams. We have Jonathan Silverstein, who's the RTMA hockey coach. Where's Coach Silverstein?
Hey.
How's the team doing so far? Are they taking practice seriously?
Very seriously, and so far so good.
Coach Silverstein, you know it's the first couple of weeks of the season that set the tone for the entire year. You know that.
I tell them that every year.
And Avi Borenstein is with us, who's the RTMA basketball coach, and welcome to you.
Good morning.
As far as I remember, if I can recollect correctly, you had a pretty good year last year. Am I right about that?
We had an excellent year, probably one of the best years in JEC history.
Right.
All three of the teams that we're involved with not only made the playoffs, but had a home game here in the beautiful rebuilt gym.
Right, so that was a very successful year. And we have students with us. I believe Ariel Miodownik.
Yeah, hi.
Nice to have you here. What grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
And how do you distinguish yourself in the world of sports? You are the...
I'm a volleyball player.
How's the volleyball team doing?
It's great. We haven't had a game yet, so.
So far, so
We'll
good.
see.
So far, no losses. Are they taking practice seriously on the volleyball side?
Yeah, but we also have fun with it, so it's good.
That's important.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, where's Jonathan here?
I'm Jonathan, but that's my son Jason behind me.
Where's Jonathan?
I'm Jonathan.
Jason's here. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have to read my notes properly. Jason is Jason Silverstein is an RTMA senior and a star hockey goalie.
Yes, and I also play for the basketball team too.
Very nice. How's it going so far? Are you taking practice seriously?
Of course.
You don't want to. What's the word? Forget it. I had some type of goalie reference that I thought was good, and it just fell flat completely. All right, coaches, tell me why and how this sports experience enhances the educational life of students. How would you put it?
Well, we heard the psychology team and the personal investment team speak earlier. Sports is really a extension of that, and we try to make it that very much. You have the idea of developing a team concept, and at the same time you try to develop the individual. So as a coach, I ask the players when the season starts, do you want your name on the back of your uniform, or do you want to be like Indiana or the Yankees and not have your name on the back of the uniform? And the kids give their various responses. There's no I in team and that type of thing. And I say, I want your name on the back of the uniform. And they say, why is that, coach? The answer is you play for two separate units. You play for the team and you play for yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love your team. If you don't love your team, you can't love yourself. And that's the type of environment we try to foster at RTMA and at all the schools.
And there are many students through the decades who were academically challenged and yet excelled in sports, and it gave them an opportunity to really establish themselves in a very important area. We know what people think of sports. We know the hero worship that goes on in the world of sports, and even in high school sometimes these star players are the most popular kids in the school. We know how important that could be. Coach Rifkin, what do you say about this topic, about how this helps develop a young lady to be an all-around person and not just an academic person?
The biggest thing I see with the girls is a boost in their self-confidence, which is major. Even if they are doing well academically, it's a whole other side of them. They get to express themselves, they get to take on leadership positions, lead their teams. It changes the way they look at themselves, it changes the way they look at others, and it also gives them a chance to express and exhibit grace in a variety of challenges, and to exhibit grace even if they're winning. So it gives them a chance to understand sportsmanship and to see people differently also, which is a big piece of how they're going to operate off the court and once they leave our safe school environment.
You must see certain student athletes and say to yourself, oh, she's going to be successful in whatever area of life just from the way she behaves with the team and the way she acts with the entire cohesive group?
I see it. It's really interesting because a lot of times we pick captains based on how we see them,
Right.
and the response we get is, "I can't believe you made me a captain. You must have seen something in me that I haven't seen in myself." And then that springboards them into successes in other areas because somebody saw something in them and then gave them confidence to do other things, and then they carry that over well after high school. I hear that all the time with the kids that we put into these positions.
And Coach Silverstein, not to start a basketball versus hockey war, because
There's no war, but yeah.
but the Yeshiva League, we always discuss, the two different sports, and we always find it interesting when the 8th grade star athletes get to their 9th grade schools. We find it interesting how they choose whether to go the basketball or hockey route. Not everybody's like your son who does both. But it seems like, I don't know, with hockey teams, there's an even, I don't know if we would say a different or unique a team environment that goes on the hockey court. How would you describe it?
Well, it's a pressure-packed situation. Most games are very tense because of the fact that it's a very physical sport. It tends to create this camaraderie amongst the boys that it's us against them. Some games get a little bit heated. Some games hopefully don't get so heated. But when that heated situation creates itself, it really, it allows the boys to figure out who's got their back, who's there protecting them, who's there in their corner. And that pressure is something that they take with them later in life, actually. They learn how to perform in a pressure situation, how to rely on their teammates, which is something that's so important as you move on later in life, to learn to work with other people in high-pressure situations. And you see that a lot more in hockey, only because of the fact that there is such a physical confrontation that takes place, that it really forces the boys to bond as a unit, and take on all the challenges that come their way, and a little bit more of a camaraderie-filled relationship.
And it's a lower scoring game. Every point is even more important.
Everything's a battle. Yeah.
And as you say, a lot of pressure. Were you also a star goalie in your day? Or
I was not. I played forward. Way back in the early Rabbi Schiller years in MTA.
Oh,
so,
wow. Talk about a legend. So how did your son get into the net? How did he get into that position?
It's strangely enough, in 3rd grade, he was watching me do a practice, and he said, "I'm pretty sure I can stop that puck, Abba." And I said, "Sweetheart, you're in 3rd grade. They're in high school." And we went out later and we bought goalie equipment, and literally the next week he stepped into nets. He faced the first shot. I remember he flinched a little bit, and I said to him, "If you're going to flinch, this isn't the position for you." And he said, "I won't flinch anymore, Abba." And since then, he's never flinched. And I always get people saying, "He was in 4th grade. You had him playing guys who were in high school." And I'm like, well, he was wearing equipment. That's what we signed the release forms for. So,
can any of you, the 3 coaches from JEC, RTMA, and Bruriah, can any of you speak about the other sports for a moment? We focus so much on basketball and hockey, but the other sports, and we have a volleyball participant with us this morning, give the school and give the students such an opportunity to do things and be involved in sports, because they can't or they don't want to be involved in basketball or hockey. So it really opens up such an opportunity for them. Could you speak for a moment about how great it is that so many schools, including yours, have expanded to all these other sport choices?
The yeshiva world has expanded into 2 separate seasons. There is the fall season, the winter season, and the spring season with distinct sports. Hockey and basketball tend to dominate on the boys' side, the winter sports, and you have baseball, softball, soccer, and different types of athletic activities in all of the schools, including, of course, at RTMA. So those opportunities exist here and in the entire Yeshiva League at this point.
And as long as there are more and more choices being added, it's a wonderful thing. It just opens up the opportunity for more and more students.
It's opportunities. It's amazing. It's not really amazing. It's important that some kids excel in basketball and other kids excel in baseball, and they have that opportunity to bring that out on the Yeshiva League level.
Right. See, in our day, it wasn't like that.
See, YU,
the athletic
for example,
department was not that large in my day.
It's a different world. YU has a very successful baseball team, and they have volleyball teams and tennis
and golf and cross country and everything else that they do.
So the yeshiva teams are feeding into that, and so the high schools are recognizing that.
All right, we're wishing good luck in the 5-7-7 season To all of the coaches, Susan Rifkin over at Bruriah, Jonathan Silverstein, the RTMA hockey coach, are those games in this room or they're in the old gym?
They're in the old gym.
They're in the old gym. And Avi Borenstein, the RTMA basketball coach, are you enjoying the brand new facility?
It's beautiful, and it's a pleasure to play here.
It is pretty incredible.
Malcolm, I'd like to take a moment
Sure.
to congratulate the JV and varsity basketball A teams. Last night they played SAR, didn't win, but the phenomenal effort and spirit and energy that they brought to that gym last night was incredible. We played at SAR. Varsity had 3 freshmen on the court at the same time and came back from 18 down to lose by only 5. And we're looking for a really great season and a big turnaround season for the JV this year.
All right. Good luck with that. And I want to thank Ariel Miodownik, who is from Highland Park, New Jersey, and is with the Bruriah volleyball team. Thank you for being here today.
No problem.
And good luck. When's the first volleyball match? Do you know?
Next Thursday.
All right. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
And Jonathan Silverstein, who is a star hockey goalie at RTMA. He is a senior. Jonathan, good luck to the entire team.
Thank you.
Keep stopping those pucks.
Will do.
Thank you.
And there he is, the star goalie. We come to JEC, and we meet athletic legends. How do you like that?